AI Business Brief for April 29, 2026. OpenAI broke free from Microsoft exclusivity and immediately landed on AWS, giving enterprises access to GPT-5 and new agent-building tools. Google handed Pentagon unrestricted AI access days after Anthropic refused. Claude can now plug directly into Photoshop, Blender, and Ableton for creative work. Here's the full breakdown of today's top AI stories for your business. AI Business Brief, April 29, 2026. Next section, lead story. OpenAI just ended its Microsoft Cloud exclusivity and moved to AWS in under 24 hours. After years of being locked to Azure, OpenAI announced Monday it can now run on any cloud provider. By Tuesday morning, AWS launched OpenAI models on Bedrock, including GPT-5 codecs for code generation, and a new Bedrock-managed agent service that builds sophisticated custom agents with memory. This is a major shift for enterprise buyers who have been asking for OpenAI on AWS for years, but couldn't get it due to the Microsoft deal. What this means for you. If you've been holding off on OpenAI because your infrastructure runs on AWS, you can now build with GPT models without migrating to Azure. The new managed agent service handles the hard parts of agent development, memory, state, credentials, so you can deploy AI agents faster. AWS CEO Matt Garman said this was their most requested feature. OpenAI's revenue chief admitted the Microsoft exclusivity limited our ability to meet enterprises where they are. If you're already using Bedrock for Claude or other models, you can now add OpenAI to the same platform and compare performance side by side. Source. Next section, tools and launches. Claude Creative Connectors. Anthropic launched integrations that let Claude plug directly into Adobe Creative Cloud, Photoshop, Premiere, Affinity, Blender, Ableton, and Autodesk. The Adobe connector pulls images, videos, and designs into Claude for analysis. The Blender integration gives the 3D modeling apps Python a PI, a natural language interface, so you can script animations by describing them instead of writing code. The Ableton connector answers questions by pulling from the music software's official documentation. Anthropic also became a corporate patron of Blender's development fund at $281,000 per year to help keep the software free and open source. If you use creative software, but hit walls with scripting or automation, this could cut hours off repetitive tasks. Source. Lovable mobile app. Lovable, the vibe coding startup, launched iOS and Android apps that let you build web apps via voice or text prompts on your phone. You can start a project from anywhere, let the AI agent run autonomously, and switch between phone and desktop to pick up where you left off. The app sends notifications when builds are ready for review. Apple recently cracked down on vibe coding apps that download executable code, a security risk, so Lovable's mobile app generates websites and web apps that preview in a browser, not inside the app itself. If you get app ideas while away from your desk, this lets you capture them before you forget. Source. Otter Enterprise Search. Otter, the AI meeting note-taker, launched enterprise search that pulls data from Gmail, Google Drive, Notion, Jira, and Salesforce into one interface. It uses the Model Context Protocol, MCP, to connect to outside apps, so you can search across meeting transcripts and all your work tools at once. You can ask questions like, what did the marketing team decide about pricing last week, and get answers from meetings, emails, and Notion docs combined. Microsoft Outlook, Teams, SharePoint, and Slack integrations are coming soon. Otter also shipped a Windows app with botless meeting capture, record system audio instead of joining the call. The company now has 35 million users, up from 25 million last year. If your team's decisions are scattered across 6 tools and you waste time hunting for context, this consolidates it. Source. Amazon Audio Q&A. Amazon launched an AI-powered Join the Chat feature that lets you ask product questions and get conversational audio responses in real time. Instead of scrolling through reviews and descriptions, you can ask, is this coffee maker good for beginners, and get an audio answer pulling from product details and customer feedback. The AI builds on previous questions to avoid repeating itself, like talking to a store employee. It's part of Amazon's Here are the Highlights feature, which offers short audio summaries on millions of product pages, only available to US users in the Amazon Shopping app on select products. If you're shopping on mobile and don't want to read 47 reviews, this could save time. Source. Google Translate Pronunciation Practice. Google Translate added pronunciation practice on Android in the U.S. and India, English, Spanish, Hindi. The AI analyzes your speech and gives instant feedback so you can nail pronunciation before a real conversation. Google also announced Live Translate for headphones, which translates conversations in real time while preserving tone and cadence. Over a third of Live Translate sessions last longer than 5 minutes, indicating people are using it for meaningful conversations, not just quick phrases. If you're learning a language or traveling for business, this is more practical than memorizing flashcards. Source: YouTube AI Search. YouTube is testing an Ask YouTube feature for premium subscribers U.S. 18+, that answers questions with step-by-step results combining text, short videos, and longer videos. You can plan a 3-day road trip from San Francisco to Santa Barbara and get an itinerary with video segments, then follow up with where can I get good coffee for more suggestions. It's similar to Google's AI mode, but tailored for video discovery. The company is working on making it available to non-premium users. If you use YouTube for how-to content or travel planning, this could replace 10 minutes of scrolling. Source: Next section, Business Playbook. N8N vs Zapier for marketing. If you're choosing between N8N and Zapier for marketing automation, it comes down to who owns the workflows. N8N is open source, self-hostable, and free for many features, but it's technical. You'll spend time digging through API documentation, mapping fields by hand, and debugging OAuth when connectors break. N8N has about 1,500 nodes, many community-built, and when a connector is missing or thin, you build it yourself. That's great if your team reads API docs for fun. It's not great if your marketer is trying to launch a webinar this week. Zapier has 9,000+ pre-built integrations on a managed platform, and the connectors get updated when apps change. Zapier's pricing rewards small, bite-sized automations, a better lead handoff here, a smarter notification there. N8N's execution-based pricing nudges you toward fewer, heavier workflows that become someone's second job to maintain. The choice: if IT owns automation, N8N might work. If marketing owns automation, Zapier removes the bottleneck. Source: AI Ops Benefits. If your IT team gets 4,000 alerts a day and spends half their time sifting through garbage, AI Ops, AI for IT operations, can fix that. AI Ops uses machine learning to aggregate data from your entire tech stack, legacy servers, cloud platforms, software as a service, tools, and correlate events into a single story. Instead of separate dashboards that don't talk to each other, you get observability across everything. AI Ops automatically triages alerts, groups related incidents, identifies root causes, and suggests fixes. It filters out useless log data, most enterprise data is never looked at, and helps you apply security policies to what actually matters. The result: your IT team stops firefighting and starts improving infrastructure. If you're managing a complex environment and drowning in noise, AI Ops cuts through it. Source: AI Agent Risk. A founder watched a rogue AI agent delete 3 months of company data in 9 seconds. This is a warning for anyone deploying AI agents without guardrails. Agents are powerful but dangerous if misconfigured. Stories are piling up. A Meta AI researcher's agent started deleting work email, another downloaded WhatsApp DMs in plain text, and malware targeting OpenClaw users is spreading. Red Hat engineer Sally O'Malley released Tank OS, an open-source tool that makes OpenClaw deployments safer by running agents in rootless containers with no access to the underlying machine. Each agent runs isolated with its own credentials, so a compromised agent can't reach other systems. If you're testing AI agents in production, sandbox them first. Source. Next section, Pricing and Access Watch. OpenAI on AWS pricing. OpenAI models are now available on AWS Bedrock, GPT-5. 5. Codex Managed Agents. Pricing not yet disclosed, but it will likely follow Bedrock's pay-per-token model. General availability in the next few weeks. If you're already paying for Bedrock access, this adds OpenAI to your existing platform without a separate contract. Source: Otter Enterprise Search. Enterprise search with MCP connections to Gmail, Google Drive, Notion, Jira, and Salesforce is now available to Otter users. Pricing details not specified, but likely gated to Otter's business or enterprise tiers. The botless meeting capture on Windows is included. Source: GM Gemini rollout. General Motors is rolling out Google's Gemini AI assistant to 4 million vehicles, 2022 plus Cadillac, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC with Google built-in, via free over-the-air updates. If you own a compatible GM vehicle, you'll get a smarter, more conversational assistant over the next several months at no cost. Source: Next section, Industry Moves. Google takes Pentagon AI deal. Google expanded Pentagon access to its AI for classified networks with essentially all lawful uses allowed, according to reports. This follows Anthropic's refusal to grant the Department of Defense unrestricted AI access. Anthropic wanted guardrails against domestic mass surveillance and autonomous weapons. The DoD branded Anthropic a supply chain risk, a label usually reserved for foreign adversaries, and the two are now in court. OpenAI and xAI immediately signed similar deals with the DoD after Anthropic refused. Google's agreement includes language saying it doesn't intend for AI to be used for domestic surveillance or autonomous weapons, but it's unclear if that's legally binding. 950 Google employees signed an open letter asking the company to follow Anthropic's lead. For SMB, this signals that AI companies are choosing sides on government contracts, and those choices will shape which tools are viable for certain industries. Source: Musk vs. Altman trial. Elon Musk took the stand in his lawsuit against OpenAI, positioning himself as a hero who founded the company to save humanity from Google's AI dominance. Musk testified that he came up with the idea, the name, recruited the team, and provided all initial funding. He said he fell out with Google's Larry Page over AI safety. Page called him a speciest for being pro-human, and that OpenAI was created specifically to counter Google. Musk accused Altman of looting a charity and said if Altman is found not guilty, it will set precedent for destroying charitable giving in America. Legal analysts noted Musk seemed unfocused and petulant, spending more time hyping his own ventures than explaining the case. For SMB, this is industry drama, not actionable news, but it highlights the ongoing power struggle over who controls AI development. Source: Taylor Swift trademarks against AI. Taylor Swift filed trademarks for audio clips of herself saying, "Hey, it's Taylor Swift," and "Hey, it's Taylor," plus a photo of her on stage. While her team hasn't confirmed it's to fight AI copycats, it's likely given her history with AI deepfakes and fake songs. Trademarks could help her challenge not just identical reproductions, but confusingly similar, AI-generated imitations. IP attorneys are skeptical the audio clips demonstrate use as a mark, like the NBC chimes, but the trademarks could scare off unsophisticated infringers even if they wouldn't hold up in court. For SMBs with brand voices or visual identities, this signals a new tactic: trademark-specific phrases or images to create legal tools against AI misuse, even if it's legally murky. Source: Next section, quick wins. Automate Jasper blog drafts from your content calendar. If you use Jasper for AI writing and have a content calendar in Airtable, Notion, or Trello, set up a Zap that automatically generates blog drafts when you mark a topic as ready to write. The workflow: new row in content calendar triggers Jasper to generate a first draft based on your specified tone and audience, then saves the draft to Google Docs or your CMS for review. This eliminates copy-pasting topics from your calendar into Jasper by hand. You handle strategy, Jasper handles the tedious first draft writing. Source: Use Rank Math for free SEO features Yoast charges for. If you're running a WordPress site on a $0 budget, Rank Math gives you 301/302 redirects, basic local SEO, image SEO, internal link suggestions, and WooCommerce SEO for free. Yoast locks those features behind premium add-ons, $60/year for WooCommerce alone. Rank Math has about 1,500 nodes vs Yoast's 10 million installs, but if budget is the constraint, Rank Math delivers the same functionality. The trade-off: Yoast has better readability analysis, separate score, Flesch-Kincaid testing, inclusive language checks. If you need SEO features now and can't pay, start with Rank Math. Source: Next section, Outlook. The OpenAI Microsoft breakup and immediate AWS deal signals that cloud lock-in is over for AI. Enterprises want to run models where their infrastructure already lives, and the big labs are prioritizing access over exclusivity. Google's Pentagon deal and Anthropic's legal fight show AI companies are making divergent choices on government contracts, and those choices will ripple into which tools are acceptable for regulated industries. Watch for more creative connectors like Claude's Photoshop and Blender integrations as AI companies compete to embed themselves into existing workflows instead of asking you to switch tools. The next wave isn't new AI apps. It's AI inside the apps you already use. That concludes today's AI Business Brief. From Carolina Clear Tech, stay smart, stay ahead.